Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the Voice of Reason. Today we are continuing our ongoing coverage of the war between the Russian Federation and Ukraine. Now, this will be an abbreviated video today. Obviously, the winter weather, the massive snowstorms from the low-pressure front over the Black Sea Fleet is inhibiting military operations and is actually causing the deaths of civilians and quite possibly military personnel. And before I start, I wanted to let everyone know I will be pausing content for the next 2 days. We will be back up on Friday. My youngest boy is graduating his basic military training, and I will be heading down south to attend that graduation ceremony, and then I'll be heading back up north. So again, don't expect any content until Friday of this week. I should return late Thursday, and I should be back up and running again about Friday. It's just too busy to bring the laptop with me and continue operations down there. So that is that. Now, the winter storm that is occurring in the region, this is really going to affect the Ukrainian military, specifically on the eastern bank of the Dnieper River. Look, the Ukrainians have moved several hundred. We'll say anywhere from a battalion to about 4 battalion-sized groups running from the Black Sea all the way up north along this area here you can see. Now, these units have been moved into these positions with small inflatable rafts. We've talked about this before. These are not major river crossing operations where pontoon bridges have been set up. The Russians have the ability to strike any pontoon bridge that the Ukrainians try to set up, or any larger vessels that the Ukrainians try to operate in this area. So again, essentially the Ukrainians are using these small inflatable boats to get across and deploy additional forces, reinforce troops, try to bring injured or wounded soldiers back across the Dnieper River and feed and support those troops. None of these areas where these Ukrainian Marine light infantry are operating have access to heat, have access to the ability to even at times make hot meals. The Russians are able to sense the Ukrainian heat signatures and then bring down withering fire from multiple launch rocket systems, heavy artillery, what have you. So very difficult situation for the Ukrainians. Furthermore, as we were heading into this winter weather, it was believed a very large percentage of the Ukrainian troops operating in these marshes, in this really inhospitable terrain, was suffering as walking wounded from various injuries caused by cold weather. The weather front that is coming in or is presently over the region, and another low-pressure system is coming in as well and is going to dump more snow. It's creating conditions where it's very, very cold, and it's also creating high gusty winds, which makes it feel even colder. For those of you who have ever been up to Montana, Wyoming, in the dead of winter, Nebraska, wherever, obviously incredibly cold environment. That is what it is like right now in this area. But these guys are operating some of these riverlands where it is incredibly wet, and it is just, as I'd said before, very inhospitable, especially for Ukrainian forces, where they don't have the ability to have access to power. These forces that are deployed on this side of the Dnieper River cannot just cross at will into Kherson and get warm out of fear of Russian kamikaze drones hitting those inflatable crafts. So that's kind of where these forces set right now, and it is a dire situation indeed for these Ukrainian forces. So again, we're going to continue to watch what is happening there. Fighting continues along the front, even though there is a very poor weather in the region. Both sides are still going at it. They're still fighting. Obviously, it has lessened to some extent some of the operations. Some of these first-person drones, these small quadcopters, really have trouble operating in these high gusty winds, and it's just not the accuracy of those devices in terms of hitting targets on the move, as they have been doing prior, is going to be negated by some of this weather. So that's kind of where we sit for today. Again, we were watching all along the front. The fighting continues near Avdiivka as well. The Russian pressure campaign continues, and we will continue to monitor that, obviously, as well. So that's where we set for today. I anticipate that after this weather departs, both sides will again, or at least the Russians, we anticipate, will start very high tempo operations, as the Russians have been planning several winter campaigns in the upcoming weeks and months as we head into the dead of winter. So that's where we're at right now. Thank you for joining us. More to come very, very soon. Friday. And that is it. Have a good day, everybody.